All right, so I just wanted to kind of bring up a brief video that kind of talks about three of the major things that we discuss and that we talk about when I help people buy homes. It's so important to understand that there's three things I talk about, and it's location, condition, and price. Let's talk about what location means. It's obvious, right? Where are you going to live? And we have preferences. Most of us care about a particular county due to our where things are in our lives. Do we want urban environments, what I tend to call civilization? Or do you want some place where there is a little bit more acreage and mature trees? And when there's mature trees, it's an older neighborhood in some cases. And so you have that, and you have preferences about where you want to live. The condition is okay, how many bedrooms, bathrooms, and do you want a cul de sac or do you want a ranch? Do you want a raised ranch? Do you want a colonial? All those go into the condition. So what I get is, and this is my shorthand. So what I typically get when people say, "Hey, I want a 3 bedroom, 2 bath, 2 car garage with a basement in a cul-de-sac near major freeways and shopping." So that is, some people desire that set of properties when they're looking for a house. They're thinking, you know what, I want at least 3 bedrooms because I have 2 children, and and no matter what the family unit is made up of, people want a certain amount of beds, baths, and a different type of property. Okay, that is condition when you think of the type of condition, whether it's a ranch, whether that is in a 2 story or what have you. And then the last one I like to talk about is price. You have price, and then there's terms. Prices and terms are super important because when you think of price, most people don't understand that terms are a part of that process. What if you had price and you had terms together, and the house is, for instance, $230,000? Well, guess what? I'm putting down a certain amount of money, and I do have a certain amount of money to put down, and I'm going to negotiate the time we close, right? Which is different times for different people. And also, will I waive the appraisal? Will I waive inspections? Will I waive other types of requirements in order to compete? Will I pay more money or will I pay less, depending on the property condition and location? All right. And so I want to talk about this because I think it's super important that I kind of review this. Now, to be clear, you know what? You in today's market, more than likely, you will compromise on one. Typically, you will not get all three. You will compromise on one. So if you get location, if you get your perfect location and the perfect condition, be prepared to pay more money. If you're saying, okay, I only have $200,000 and that's it, I can't go one dime above that, and then be prepared to sacrifice a little bit on condition and a little bit of location in order to hit your price point. So let's say that you only have $200,000 and it must be a 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom, 2 car garage with a basement. And you know what? Be prepared to be flexible on location. So that it's super important that even if you say, okay, well, location is the most important part, I have to be in this particular part of town because of how it's related to my job or schools. And so then, but it also has to be within $250,000. Then be prepared to compromise on the condition of the property, meaning that you may not have the cul-de-sac, it may not be near major freeways and shopping, it may only have 1.5 baths or maybe 1 bathroom. However, a sacrifice or a compromise will have to be made on one of these items. So the question then becomes, which one of these items are you willing to compromise on?